Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my little bar here. I grossly underestimated the size of this table, but it's okay. I got bar height table stools on the way. Got some table stools over here. So, you guys see that? Got all those glasses for like $5. Facebook Marketplace is amazing. But I want to say something. I went through hell. And I made a wise decision. Because most of you know I'm a Freemason. I believe very much in the Bible. And one of my favorite things to do is sit down at the feet of old men and listen to what they're saying. And if you look at the apostles, if you look at God's chosen throughout the Bible, they had rough lives. Job, Paul, even Jesus himself. Nothing came easy. So I wanted to say to you, especially if you're in tough times or you're going through a lot, be thankful. Here's why I tell you to be thankful. Because here's what's going to happen when you're going through those tough times. You're going to gather resolve. But the most important thing, I heard this somewhere, God is sitting listening to the conversations you're not privy to. He hears what they're saying. And he's removing those people out of your life. Because when you're going through a tough time, when you're down on your knees, it's your brothers who come to your rescue. Those are the ones, when you're up on your feet, even up on your tippy toes, that you take with you. Because they were there at your lowest. A lot of people don't get that. See, it's easy right now for anybody to be my friend. I have everything. I want for nothing. I literally want for nothing. But then again, I don't ask for much. I'm a country boy, so I got food in the fridge and an old truck, my cats, and I'm happy. My bourbon, a good old bourbon. But God drags you through those deep waters to shake off the leeches, to freeze them in the deep cold, where He made sure you would survive. So as you go through things, when you're at your lowest, pray your hardest. Also be your most thankful. It's easy to thank God when you have everything. It's really hard when you have nothing. And I say that from experience. I told you guys at one time, me and my daughter were homeless. We were homeless. We had nothing. And I thank God for those times. See, it's easy for me now to look back and thank God for those times because I see the end result. And that's oftentimes what we'll do. Once we get to the end and we see the end result, then we thank God. No, when you're at your lowest, you thank God. Even now, when I go through a hard time or I'm having a rough day, I thank God. Now you're asking yourself, well, why does Dan thank God on rough days? Because I know He's moving and He's doing something far beyond me to understand, but I know He's moving. So if you're at a rough time in your life, if you're at the hardest time of your life that you've had so far, trust me, I always say, it's really funny, it's Buddy Omar, right? His thing is, he goes, Dan, you just kind of do stuff. I'm like, yeah. He's like, but you don't plan it out. I'm like, nope, I just wake up and do stuff. When I moved back to Texas, funny story, I woke up early in the morning, the young lady I was formerly with, I sat straight up in bed. She goes, what are you doing? It's like, I looked around at her and I told her, it's like, I'm moving back to Texas. She goes, well, we'll talk about it when I get off work. I'm like, whatever. So she finishes getting ready for work and she's getting ready to leave and I'm packing up my stuff. And she goes, what are you doing? It's like, I'm moving back to Texas. She goes, well, we can talk about it. It's like, I'm moving back to Texas. You're more than welcome to come if you want to. If not, you can stay here. Because the hand of God has spoken to me and said, this is what you're going to do. See, a lot of us, we forget our intuition. Follow your intuition. My intuition that morning I woke up, pack up everything. It's done. You're finished with Washington State. It's time to go home, be with your family, enjoy your life. And I listened to God. I didn't have a choice, really. So when you're one of God's favorites, guess what? You're going to suffer. But God is doing that for a reason. Steel sharpens steel. Think about it. You can't build a good body without going to the gym and hurting yourself a little. It just happens. So think about that. If you've been through a lot, but you still keep rising, you still keep fighting, then maybe you're like me, one of God's favorites. Like I was telling Omar, he's always amazed about, well, you just kind of do stuff and things work. I follow my intuition. What God tells me to do, I go do. So thank you. I appreciate you watching this episode. I'll talk to you again next Friday.